Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Selful Soul. My name is Gladys, and this is your weekly pick a card reading. I had promised to do something around the solar eclipse in Sag, but I really haven't had a chance to do that. So, what I thought I would do for each of the choices, I will add a 3-card pull just to check in on the energies of the solar eclipse in Sag for you. Now, it said that the solar eclipse energies last for 6 months, so we are still within that time, and we are still in Sag season, which will be coming to an end on the 21st. If I can this week, I'll also do something about the solstice, which is on the 21st, and which is said to be quite auspicious. I'd love to see for myself what the cards say, because I trust my cards, you know. There will be, in the night sky, there will be a conjunction between Saturn and Jupiter. And that all that means is that the two planets will appear to be very close in the night sky. What that means in terms of astronomy. In terms of astrology, there are so many people are saying, well, you know, people are saying lots of things, and I never know what to believe, because people have been saying the same things about the age of Aquarius for so long, 2012, all those kinds of things. So I will trust my cards and what comes out in my reading. So that's what I'm going to do. I will try to do it by the 21st. If not, a couple of days later, the energies are still there, and it's just a reflection and perhaps some guidance. I will definitely do some kind of closing of 2020, although New Year's Day is on a Friday and Christmas Day is on a Friday. So, and my readings come out on the Sunday. So I will see. I don't want to make promises that I can't keep, because, you know, this time of the year is crazy for many of us. So you can make your choices. So in honor of Sag season, I'm using a temperance card as your card of choice. That's temperance. All of these are temperance from different decks. So I will do your reading using that deck. This is the Animal Tarot. I just forget the name. You know, Tarot of the Heart, Radiant Weight. It's just slipped my mind. Anyway, you can see. You can choose on the basis of what you like. You see. That's Carnelian, that's Amethyst, that's clear quartz, and that's rose quartz. So that's group 1, the Carnelian. Let me show you these closer. I'm doing this in a different space from my normal space. That's group 2, and your crystal is Amethyst. Group 3, and the crystal is clear quartz, and group 4, and the crystal is rose quartz. So you can choose on the basis of the cards or the crystals, or perhaps they align. They will both be all right for you. Okay, beloveds, you can pause the video now, and I'm going to move on to your readings. Welcome back, group 1. You chose the deck and Carnelian. Let's see. Five of coins. God damn it. I think everyone got the 5 of coins. Let's see, you might just get the tower as well. Everyone got the tower. I'm doing you last group 1. Every now and then, I change things up. My brother suggested that, so that I don't, you know, I tend to do, the first one tends to be the longest. So it feels like everyone's going through something. Oh well, now I'm showing you something else, group 1. although there is some worry there. There's that thing of not seeing the sun. Capricorn came out with 2 other groups, or at least the idea of Capricorn. Okay, so like, I don't know what made me just shuffle. And this is the Tower card. I'm just putting it on the side here because everyone's got the Tower. Lord have mercy. What the hell? What the hell is going on? So you have been feeling like the outsider, this poor little donkey. Having that heavy load, really tired, maybe it's just because it's that time of the year. And maybe feeling like you've worked so hard, but where's the finances to show for it, you know? The call to awakening, this is the Sun card. In this deck, it's called the call to awakening, and you have it in reverse. And maybe you just are tired, needing sleep. That's what I'm seeing there, just needing sleep. You have this caution of perhaps because you're tired, looking at things from a negative perspective, you know, looking at the glass half full, half empty instead of half full, or looking at the 3 spilled cups instead of the 2 standing cups. You have the Wheel of Fortune at the center, and it is in reverse. It suggests that something that is turning in your favor might be doing so slower than you would like. But look at this. You get the World card in the upright, the all-encompassing. It's such a beautiful card of something coming to a satisfactory conclusion. Like you've completed something beautifully in the right way. You know, like you've ended a cycle. Maybe that's still coming, you know, with that in the reverse. It might be saying it's still taking its time, you know. And there is this possibility that there's something that feels like a tower moment, something that shattered, that's helped bring about this, like bringing you out of your slumber, or perhaps that's what's going to happen. No, the Tower did come up for everyone, but it really is that lesson. Let me, I'll come back to that. Just be aware of it. I don't want to affect this reading, because you have this. This is the Lovers. Beautiful. The card of Gemini. Something is working beautifully. I think that it might be a love relationship that is full of love. You might be tired. There's something that you're wanting to change, and you feel it's not coming, but it is. Something completing, some completion happening. You know, it could be like if it was work, it could be a raise, or a project that you felt you hadn't completed satisfactorily because you haven't heard from someone, you know, and then you get the call. So you're being a little bit impatient and tired as well. You work hard, but then it all works out. You have the card of Capricorn here. It's come out for, I think, all the in everyone. So there's definitely something that we're all looking at regarding our shadows. Something that we don't value in ourselves, or that we think is a negative thing, or it might be something that we don't want to see in ourselves that we need to look at. But you do get the guard of liberation, shadow guard of liberation. So that being willing to go into the shadows, it offers you liberation, and that's so beautiful, really. But this is positive, like you have a loving relationship, or some kind of, I really think it's a relationship, some kind of good relationship, work or lovership. And like a lesson that's been learned, I think with you, a lesson has been learned through something that's coming almost full circle, something that's wrapped around and treated in a bow, and you can say, oh, that lesson has been learned. So I think if you is one a major lesson, a major life cycle is coming to a close, and you've learned a lesson, and you feel really powerful about it. And it might be related to communication. Really lovely. Let me just look at them quickly this way. 5, 5, and 6. So you've been feeling tired, you feel like you've worked hard, it's that time of the year. Just don't, pull yourself out of feeling depressed by reminding yourself of the love around you. The bees work together as a collective, and the other bees are celebrating these two bees. So trust that, and maybe hold on to the beautiful things and people in your life. And as a reminder, I think this is just about feeling tired, but the sun is there. Wheel of Fortune, it's just taking its time. Things are taking their time to turn. But I don't feel anything heavy in this reading. I really feel like a lesson has been learned, beloved, and it's something to celebrate, tiredness, take time out for yourself. Something is definitely coming to a close in the most positive way possible. And it might have been something that felt like a tower. How beautiful. And I think your lesson has been about communication. How do I communicate? Just remember that. Remember that lesson. This card, why am I even using these? I'm supposed to be using another deck. But let's look at these two cards. They are in the reverse, but it's just, that's the Queen of Swords in the reverse, and the Justice. Similar cards, right? The Queen of Swords and the Justice card. So, Justice and the Queen of Swords, I think they're saying a similar image. A similar thing is just keep being truthful. Keep being truthful to yourself. Keep being fair, because perhaps this lesson was about fairness and justice. Keep trying. Hold that close to your heart, beloved. You get K5 advice. And it's almost like I feel I should say well done, because I think that you've done some deep inner work, and it's lovely. It's not always easy, but when you do that work, I think that then, like I always see this card as a almost like, Saturn is such a hard taskmaster, teaches us really hard lessons, but when we've learned those lessons, they are such powerful lessons. And if we learn the lessons, then we move on to a different lesson, but we master that lesson, and it becomes something really powerful within us that we know we have now mastered. You have the Eight of Cups, the Seven of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles here. Right. So I feel like always being truthful. You might be a Capricorn yourself, because you have the Queen of Pentacles and you have the card of Capricorn, Gemini. Leo, yeah, that's Pisces, maybe some people say, but Coins, Cups, Swords. And Wands. So you've got everything here. So maybe there's balance coming in. So that's walking away from things that don't serve you. I think that you need to be willing to just say, fuck it. Those people and things that don't deserve me, I'm walking away. And, I love this picture because that person is marching away like, seriously, I've had enough. Normally the Eight of Cups is like a sad walking away, but look at the determination there. And maybe it could be that what your lesson is. I'm giving you options, or at least options are coming up about what those lessons could be. Communication, honesty, walking away from stuff that doesn't serve you. this now is not playing games. It's erring in the favor of honesty then on the side of honesty rather than on the side of playing games with others. That's what it is. And this Queen of Coins, you know, the Queen of Coins is like Mother Earth in a way. She's very abundant, straight, direct, honest, intelligent. So maybe that's the energy that you are embodying. If you are, especially if you're a Capricorn or an Earth sign, perhaps you're starting to own that within you, or maybe that's an aspect of you you haven't seen before, and you're starting to own that within yourself. Very stable, nurturing, confident with being a nurturer, confident with all aspects of themselves. And you know, you got all the elements in here. So something really nice is going on for you. Just give yourself, I think, if I were to say what you need to reflect on for the week ahead, firstly, I think you need really to take a break. Sleep. Get as much sleep as you can get. And I know this applies to me as well, is I really need sleep. But also honor those lessons that you've learned. You have or are about to wrap up some cycle in a really beautiful way. And I think that you need to pat yourself on the back, but remember those lessons. Are they about sneaky behavior or being dishonest? Or learning to be honest? Or learning not to take shit from people, or like sneaky behavior from people? Is it about learning to communicate more effectively? Is it about walking away from things that don't serve you? Is it about honoring this beautiful relationship that you seem to have with you instead of looking at the glass half empty? Okay, group one, I'm going to leave there. And what I'm doing now is drawing your cards for the solar eclipse in Sag. What might this 6 months, the lessons in the 6 months be for you between now and May, June? Okay. You've got the King of Wands in the reverse. You have the Chariot. You have the Three of Swords, and then you have the Magician. It's quite a mixed bag, right? So with the King of Wands in reverse, it's just a caution, again, not to play games or to watch out for people playing games or not being entirely straight. You know, the King of Wands, it's possible that you might feel a lack of creativity. And I would say then, focus on other aspects of yourself. So you might not be in your creative energy, but you might be in your creating energy. And by that, I mean maybe you're in coins energy rather than in wands energy, you know, like this is the artist. So you might not feel that. So then focus on something like an intellectual pursuit or something that makes you money. And, you know, if this is not gelling for you, or what else? Or focus on love and being loving. But there's something about the King of Wands in the next 6 months that you need to just be aware of. With the Chariot here, things might move really fast for you. In the first group that I read these back, got the Chariot in reverse, and the caution was not to rush or to not be impatient with the not rushing, things not going forward fast. But you have the Chariot, so things might move swiftly. I think that you need to tend to some heartbreak that you haven't looked at. I'm going to get it clarified for that. I don't think it's a foretelling of heartbreak. I don't, that's not really my thing. But you do need to look at some kind of heartache that you haven't been willing to look at. And with the Magician here, This is such a funny magician, actually. But the thing, you know, I think this is a theme for you, the 4 elements. I think that you need to be thinking about how do you use the 4 elements. You know what? And here you have the 4 elements as well. No, you don't. You have swords, cups, wands. You just don't have coins, but you have a lot about that. Powerful stuff in the reading about that. So let me just get a K5 for the 3 of Swords and the Magician. The Magician is the manifester, right? But we don't just manifest willy-nilly, I don't think. Yes, there in your past. I'm not going to, should I? Let's see. Yeah. So there's something here that you need to look at that's related to your past. The Moon card is about some mystery, something painful, and this is your past card. So there's something in your past that you might have to confront in the next 6 months. That's powerful, because I think then it leads to this feeling complete in one aspect, like feeling, maybe that's where this comes in again, is this feeling of completion, of something having been dealt with properly. And you have the Ace of Swords there, clarity. But I don't know why I thought a sharp tongue. Maybe that's what your lesson is. Maybe you tend to have a sharp tongue, and maybe that's a lesson. I don't know. I might be wrong, but if that doesn't apply to you, maybe you are learning about how to speak up. But sharp tongue came up. So just think about that, beloved. You know what the truth is there. And with the Magician, there's always that warning not to abuse the power, because the Magician, and I mean, you've got 2 groups, got the Magician and the Devil together. 2 groups got them together. Every group got the Devil. So there's lots of powerful energy going on. Every group got wow, it's amazing, the Tower. So with that power, you can abuse it. So I think that you need to be learning how this is what this that you deal with leads to you learning something about how you manage the 4 elements, the balance of the 4 elements in your life, or maybe in an aspect of life. You become more conscious of the 4 elements and how you might use or abuse them. And perhaps it's specific to something, but perhaps it's to deal with what this past heartbreak brought up for you, meant for you. It could even be the loss of a loved one or something like that, and what that has meant. And it's leading to this deep growth. But then again, there's just this one caution about that sharp tongue. So maybe that's where this balance comes in. Okay, beloveds, I'm going to leave it there. I hope that helps. Your week ahead, resting, lots of rest. And what else had I said? Maybe that thing about honoring, just being aware of where you might play games and your communication, how you communicate. And I think that a lot of that is related to this, your next 6 months, unlike the other groups, or I suppose with the other groups as well. A lot of this is related to the next 6 months. I think there are going to be lots of lessons that are leading to a lot of power, but also, again, with that power is just being aware of it, how you use that, because at least the Devil is there to temper that, I think, temper that abuse of power, because that's the taskmaster, the one that teaches us lessons that we need to learn, ego lessons. That's the warning of this card. You can choose to learn from all these things and integrate them in your life and heal, and then wield power positively, constructively, or you can abuse power, and then that causes more destruction for yourself and pain. I don't know why I needed to say that, but that's what I'm seeing. So rest up this week, beloved. Pat yourself on the back for some kind of amazing work that you've done, and just, I think, give things time. Be aware of your achievements, be aware of your shit that you need to look at, and yeah, let me leave it there. I think you've heard what I had to say. I send you lots of love, Group 1, and I hope the week ahead is beautiful. Please give me feedback. Please give me a like if this was your story, and if this helped you. Share with others. I'd love to grow my channel. Lots of love, and I'll chat with you again soon. Bye. Welcome back to Group 3. You've chosen the stick and the amethyst. So let's see what your cards say. These are these two. So you get the Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. I don't know, I'm going to fit these all in. I'll maybe do them this way. You get the Two of Wands. You get the King of Swords, the Tower. So some big stuff going on for you. It's in the upright. Group 2. The Six of Cups, the King of Wands. So there are two king energies here, masculine energies. It could be two people of the same gender. It could be two of a different, and displaying more masculine energies in the negative because they're both in the reverse. Curious. 8 Wands, 7 of Cups, and 7 of Coins. Let's see. Oh, and beneath the deck you have 5 of Swords. So, Group 2, I'm not sure what's. Let's see what's going on for you, dear hearts. Let's see your cards. Give me a moment. Okay. What I'm getting here is that you are not really happy with the way the wheel is spinning. You feel like you are, I think you're feeling restless, like you want to go on some adventures. And maybe because of COVID or because of your circumstances, you are unable to do that right now. And it's making you feel a bit grumpy, which is the King of Swords in the reverse. Well, that's how I'm seeing the King of Swords. Even in the upright, he's not the happiest of chapters in this. Like, he takes no shit in this deck. But I think if you can relate to the King of Swords, which is, well, the energy I'm feeling here from the King of Swords is really fed up. Like feeling like you have no teeth. You know, like there's nothing you really can do. You can be fed up all your life, but there's not much you can do. That's how you're feeling. And perhaps it's because something has collapsed. Because you have the Wheel of Fortune there, and then you have this tower. So it's possible that a tower has fallen. Something that didn't serve you is crumbling. And I think that you need to trust that it is, there's a reason why, that it's in your best interest. This tower that you have, whatever you thought was built on a solid foundation, was not built on a solid foundation. And when the tower comes, all it does is help us rebuild the same, within the same, maybe the same space, with the same human or same organization or same university or whatever. But it's allowing us a chance to rebuild on a firm foundation. So this could even relate, like, you know, I mentioned university. It could be that you're a student and something's not working out the way you had hoped. You have this card is like nostalgia, really. There's a lot of innocence in this depiction of this card. I get again this feeling of being fed up with the status quo. You know, in a relationship, it could be that something you thought was a past life, or, you know, a relationship from a past life might not be working out right now. And so you're feeling really like this, like you have no energy left. You know, this could be, so that's one scenario. It could be about a relationship. It could be about university, because they came to mind. So if it was in that kind of arena, it could be that perhaps you didn't get as good results as you wanted. And so what? You know, I'm going to be sharing an interview I did with Shiraz Hamildeen. He's a teacher at Rhodes High in Cape Town. And he shared some wonderful things about life orientation and what they what the purpose of life orientation is. But he also sent me something that I want to use as a quote, where he was talking about how exams don't serve a purpose, how they, and which is so true. They're so artificial. They don't really give a sense of a person's ability and what they are strong in. But in your case, I think that if that's the case, if you haven't passed or done as well, perhaps that's just guidance that either you need to pursue this more firmly, you know, with more, doing all the things you didn't do in the past, maybe applying yourself more, whatever. Or perhaps what suits you is something different, you know? You know, with the King of Swords here and the King of Wands, it's possible that you chose something more intellectual and you are more passionate and fiery and creative, or the other way around, you know? And that's nothing to do with intelligence. It just means some people are good with studying and other people aren't. Some people are head people. And, you know, we have different kinds of intelligence, and I think they're all valuable. Some are good with books and some are not. I'm not good with books, but I know I have a good brain, you know? So that's the thing. It doesn't matter, but something needs to be rebuilt on a solid foundation. And then with the 7 of Coins there, and the 8 of Wands, and the 7 of Cups. Let's see. I think you're feeling very impatient. So that's a 7, that's a 7, that's a 7. I think these three are related. Your Tower is coming down because you need to learn patience, I think. I think there's something you need to learn about patience and letting things take their time. This person has planted these seeds and now they are patiently waiting for them to grow. It's not like they are urging them on. This person is patient, right? With this 7 here, it's maybe it's about, well, I feel that you think your dreams are not coming true because of whatever's going on here. It could be love, it could be work, it could be studies. And with the 8 of Wands here, the 8 of Wands in reverse. 8 of Wands is about clear communication. It's about making things a reality, you know, those things that are dreamed of, making them, anchoring them in the earth. And you're not feeling anchored at all. That's the feeling I get. You know, you've got this dreamlike quality here. Even this is quite dreamy, you know. And so, yeah, you have a lot to think about, beloved group 2. Here, with the Wheel of Fortune, it's upside down. So something about the way the wheel is spinning right now, you don't feel it spinning in your favor. In fact, here you have your tower coming down and your impatience. All I can say is towers, they serve us. They serve us. They serve to show us where we are either doing something, in this case, it's doing something, perhaps being impatient with something. In a way, it's almost like I feel like you're pushing the wheel. Come on, turn around, turn around. So you think about that. Where are you pushing something that actually needs to fall down, that it needs to be changed? And in some cases, it's going to be, because this is a general reading, but in some cases, the tower needs to come down to build something else completely on a firm foundation. And in some cases, it's going to be to rebuild that thing on a firm foundation, whether it's continuing with your studies, continuing a relationship, but letting whatever fall, you'll have that rip-roaring fight or whatever. Likewise with work, it might mean the end of a cycle at work, and now having to wait for the next cycle, whether it's rebuilding in this organization or just waiting patiently, because I believe Spirit, your guides, your higher self has something in store for you, but you are feeling quite impatient. Just let this tower fall, beloveds, really. And with the Two of Wands, that wanting to try something new. And you know what I'm feeling like? You're stuck in a way, because maybe it's in this, what I'm thinking is that in fact you're looking back at something in the past. You want that thing in the past to work out a certain way. That's what I'm feeling, because you're stuck, you're not moving. Right? You're looking out, but you're not moving. So it seems to me you're stuck. You see that wand, it's firmly in place, it's immovable, it's like nailed in to that thing. It's not moving anywhere. So in a way, I feel you're stuck, and you're stuck on something in the past. I think you're stuck on something that you feel should work out a certain way. And I think I'm going to get it clarified for this Eight of Wands. Well, I'll get clarified on that. So with the King of Swords and the King of Wands, there's something about these energies. The kings in the uprights are powerful, they're steady, they know what they're about. That's the passionate king. Look at how they all sit with their legs apart. It's like very solid in a way. Well, that's the intention of what the cards are trying to depict. This king is holding on to his fire, his wands, his creations. This king is holding on to his intellect, his words. So in the reverse, there feels like there's a pull between two kings. It could be with this Two of Wands that you are choosing between two people, and it feels really difficult. And you're trying to figure out which one is your past life person or something. Or it could be that you are having this, you're stuck because you don't know which way to go. Should I go for the job that will be creative, or the one that will use my intellect more? Perhaps you have a fine balance between the two, which is quite likely with that. And so you are torn. But something's making you feel torn about, and then you have this dreamlike quality. In fact, it really does feel like a choice between two things, two options, because you're looking at the Seven Cups now, and you don't know which one is the right one. And that's where it feels like you are. And we'll draw cards for, I'm going to use the Pride deck for more clarification and advice. So with the Messenger there, which is the high priest, the Hierophant, it feels like something institutional. So, well, it could be a marriage, and you have the Strength card. So it could be talking about marriage, about job, could be talking about university, all this. Right. So I'm getting here from these three cards. So in fact, where I'm sitting, you can see the cards much better, or the way I've laid this out. That's great. It's almost like there's an offer. I think you maybe need to take on the qualities of Page of Pentacles, Page of Coins, and look at that offer with wonder. Be open about this offer. Perhaps you're afraid maybe this offer will require you to do things that are not conventional for you. If that's a possibility. You know, if this is university, let's say, you've been offered something but within a different field from what you've been studying, and you're really not sure about that, you know, because you were stuck on what you wanted to do. That's a possibility. Likewise with work, it could be the same thing. You know, the Hierophant does normally talk about convention. It's very different here. The Messenger talks about knowledge, more book knowledge, more conventional spirituality, like more religion. So it can be like institutions of religion. So there's something going on here. So I think you need to accept something that's offered to you with wonderment. Whether, like, you could be asked to do a talk about something and you might be afraid, and that's your tower falling. You know, I'm not seeing that with what was here. What I'm seeing here is like something has been offered and or might be offered. But if you are impatient, you might push for something and not allow for this to happen, you know, in a way. I'm trying to think about this Messenger, the Hierophant. You know, like the Strength card is very clear for me. I think that you are being asked to look at your ego stuff. This is the beast nature, that is the more aware, enlightened nature of you. And this does speak to this reading so clearly for me, that there's something that you need to go within and ask yourself some questions about why you want to hold on to something that's not working, or be impatient about it, you know, like it's not working, so I'm going to push. I was promised this and it's not happening. It just feels like impatience, and I think that you need to do some looking at which nature of yours is talking. Why is the lion part of you feeling so maybe insecure, feeling a need to be heard? It's so interesting. This lion has a whole lot of like calls in them, which is weird. And perhaps that, anyway, your beast nature is feeling attacked somehow because something didn't work out. And I think you need to think about that and just take stock in a way, and also relax a bit about it. Now, something that is perhaps something just simply requires communication, better communication, you know, for it to work out. But I really feel like you're being asked to just wait and see. have wonder, look at things with wonder. You know, because that page, look at this confirmation, it flew out the tower. I think that you have to trust. You really have to trust that whatever this tower moment is, this thing that needs to fall, it needs to fall in your interest. And right now it's maybe falling because you need to start looking at ego stuff. Where are you acting from your beast nature and not listening to your higher wisdom? In fact, this whole reading is very much about that for me. Your higher wisdom. Yeah. You know, and when I look at this now, the higher wisdom is the person on the podium. Not that the podium people have all the wisdom, but I'm thinking about the literal thing about them being at higher in that level. So I'm thinking your higher part of you, sorry, I'm getting used to the camera angle. Your higher part of you has that's it. It has a message for you. It has a message for you. And if you push instead of like looking at whatever's going on with a little bit of wonder, being patient and allowing that tower to fall and doing this inner work of looking at your shadows. You know, we're going into the time of Capricorn, we're moving out of Sag. And the devil card, which represents Capricorn, is so much about doing that inner work of excavating the shadows, being willing to look at where we might do things that are harmful to ourselves, which I think this card of Leo, by the way, is talking about. It's confronting our ego and where our ego is trying to bully us into doing something that might not be in our higher interest. Right? I'm just going to say one more thing. If it's two people, it feels maybe the one might be, no, let me leave that. It could be two people, but you know, if it is two people, you know what is in your best interest. If it's two jobs, you know that deep down, but you're not willing to listen to the guidance, I think. Seven of Wands, you know, the Seven of Wands is about standing up for yourself. And maybe what you're standing up for yourself, if there's another seven, right? You've got the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Pentacles, and the Tower twice, and there's another seven. So, you know, I feel, I associate the seven with luck. So I think you need to just let that Wheel of Fortune turn around and know that it's turning in your best interest. You don't need to fight. There's nothing to stand up for, you know, like, of course, stand your ground about your beliefs and stuff. But right now, I feel like you need to be flowing more than fighting. Look at the King of Cups, how calm. That king is under the water. Calm as you please. Like nothing is disturbing you. It's just beautifully calm. So I think you need to be taking on this energy rather than feeling like you have to defend yourself. This tower is falling down, and you have to accept it. Beloveds, I'm going to give you what I feel is your work for the week, and that is to do this inner work, to be patient. This inner work, looking at your shadows. I think about your beast nature and your higher nature. Perhaps use the King of Cups. That's a beautiful image. I mean, you could even go under the water in your imagination. You know, when you're underwater, that like, I don't know, that sound in your ears is quite beautiful. That pounding sound, you can almost hear your heartbeat. So maybe imagine yourself like that, and then just go and see. You know, shape-shifting, I believe, is really powerful. Shape-shift into this lion, your beast nature. See what it has to say to you. and then shapeshift into this maiden, this woman, and see what they have to say to you. Because I think there's some beautiful wisdom that you can access. Where's your beast nature causing all this turmoil for you? And what does your higher nature wanting to say to you? And I think that's a lovely exercise that you can do to help deal with this, all this energy, negative kind of energy that you are feeling. Let me draw your 3 cards for the solar eclipse in Sag. I hope that helps you too. I think that's really interesting. I think you are undergoing a big change, and perhaps it's scary, but I really think you need to trust, because something's happening. So the solar eclipse in Sag, these are your cards. It feels to me like it will be slow moving, but look at your end thing. I think your solar eclipse in Sag is leading to this. Do I even need to say anymore? Like happy family, where there's all ages in this little family. There's abundance, financial abundance, there's love, all ages, different creatures, dogs who are known to be loyal and faithful. It's beautiful. That seems to me your end result. So, wouldn't it be lovely to have a check-in 6 months from now, June, April, May, June, and see if this has come about for you. But I feel really, there's a 7 again, the Chariot, your powerful card of moving forward. But I feel like you are wanting to do this moving forward from one space to another, and I think it's going to be a slow moving energy, and you might be just asked to trust. Like it's not meant to be fast moving energy. It's slow but steady, which this card is about. It's such an earth card, So, beloveds, lots of information in your reading. I hope that helped. Yes, please give me your feedback. Please give me a like if that resonated for you. I'd love to hear your views, and I send you lots of love for the week ahead. I will definitely try to do a reading in between now and next week. Lots of love. Bye. Welcome back, group 3. You chose the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, and you chose the Clear Quartz. Let's see. Tower came out of group 1 as well, group 2 as well. Helpless and hopeless, that's the 8 of Swords. See. So, with the Tower here, so something has fallen. Something's fallen down, something that needed to fall. you can see the person putting their hands over their heart. So it was quite a shock and quite painful. So something that wasn't working in your favor has fallen. And it feels, this tells me that you're feeling quite trapped. In fact, you're not sure if you must go this way or that way. And yet, there's sun there. There is another way. You know, this has fallen down because it needed to. It wasn't serving you. And now you have a chance to rebuild. You're feeling kind of alone, as it says, feeling like an outsider. But you have your light there, you know, you have your own little inner light that's guiding you to that little hideaway. When you'll find sanctuary, you'll find peace. This tower that's fallen is for your own good, and I think that the place it's leading you to is a more peaceful place. But you might be feeling like you've let yourself down. So yesterday I did a little workshop with Shai Scuba, Women's Collective, and I was talking about this, the two cards, the detached card, which is the Justice card, came in reverse, and Three of Swords. And I keep talking about this because I need to do a little input on it. But that thing of how we hold on to specific ideas, etc. In this case, I think you've had a specific outcome in mind, and now you feel like you didn't reach that, and you feel quite lost because of it. You feel like you've let yourself down, but we've never let ourselves down, you know. As long as we listen to the lessons within whatever's happened, then we can't have let ourselves down. It was a lesson. Something didn't work, it didn't work, you know. It doesn't mean you're a failure, but I feel like that's how you're feeling right now. And then with the Eight of Coins there, it could be that you've worked really hard on this and now you can't understand why it's crumbled. But I really feel like it's crumbled in your own interests. And we'll see a bigger picture just now, you know. That Eight of Coins, I think, is quite significant, and I will look at it again. With the Seven of Swords here, no more playing games, I think. You see, maybe that's what's been going on here, is that there's been a lot of game playing. Whatever was going on, it wasn't like truth, it wasn't honesty. So I think that this is really encouraging you to, and look, we get the clarity of belief, which is the Eight of Swords, and the Ace of Swords. And the Ace of Swords is so much about cutting through the crack, really. New beginnings. Look at that, you have a new beginning card, right? And it's clear new beginnings. It's beginnings with honesty. So I think that you must trust that whatever's going on, something really good is coming out of it. Mm-hmm. And then you have the devil, the master. And you know, the master is the master of their own ego. That's the devil. The devil invites you to go and confront your ego. I think we got this as well. No. So no, they got they got the ego, the lion, the strength card. But I spoke about the fact that we're going into the sign of Capricorn, and I think this is significant. You might be an Earth sign or a Capricorn yourself, and you know, Capricorn is the great Saturn is the great teacher, the hard taskmaster. You know, Saturn doesn't let you get away with this. Saturn says, go, seek the truth, and the truth is within you. Seek, look at the ugliness, look at the pain, look at where you do yourself down, you know, look at where you're being dishonest. That is what you are mastering, your own little trapped, caged heart. That's what this invitation is about, is some deep introspection. Beloveds, there's no punishment here. It's simply like, I feel like when you have a lesson with Saturn, that lesson, if you're willing to do the work, you learn it and you learn it well. And that's why this card is called the Master, because the implication is mastering those lessons. And then you have the base chakra, which is about stability, about maybe financial stability. So it could be something about finances that's got you worried, a little bit worried. Let me get terrifying cards here. Oh, okay, I'm not doing this the other way, right? So, let's look. Something you feel is over, but it wasn't. You really feel it's not supposed to be over. But this tower that falls is going to give you a lot of relief. It's going to give you clarity. You know, it's that thing of being in a relationship and you feel that your partner's having affairs or whatever, and you don't know. But that not knowing is so much more painful than if you did know, and even if it was that they were. That clarity of belief helps you start anew, address the issue, confront it, move on, change things, whatever the case might be. Feeling helpless and hopeless. I feel like you think you are being punished somehow because you put all this work into something and it didn't bear fruit. But actually, what's happening is that whatever is going on is your teacher, and it's helping you look at some aspect of yourself that you hide from yourself. You know, with the 5 of coins, I think that the truth that you're looking for is in that, there in that sanctuary. You have the light, you have the answers, you have the answers within you, you have the light. You know, that one's walking towards the light, that one's walking towards the light and has the light to guide. And then with the master card, the devil, the light is within. How beautiful. You know, what looks unpleasant is not unpleasant. So that loneliness, that feeling outside is your ticket to seeking some kind of truth. And it's a truth about honesty. So maybe something dishonest happened in this whole thing, something to do with your stability. It could be a relationship. It could be you felt cheated over something. Could be a relationship, could be work. And yeah, and you're feeling kind of like, it feels like it's not pleasant. But you really are being asked to trust, very much like group 2. And you get the Hermit and you get the Wheel of Fortune. Thinking that. So you have these two, wow, I mean, look at this, right? The Hermit. So let's take it in reverse. You're being invited to go within. You are not maybe trusting your inner wisdom. This 5 of coins sometimes makes me think about the Hermit card. In this card, in this deck, not in any others, because that light, that inner light that the Hermit carries, that inner light, and I think that your inner light that the Hermit is taking you towards is your own inner beasts. It's very much like group 2, but your inner knowing, your inner, you know what, it's the lessons, whatever is painful, that's the thing you need to confront within. Whatever's fallen, there's a lesson within it for you. And you have these two powerful cards, the Hermit and the Devil, to help you do that soul searching, that going within and seeking the truth about your own nature, about this situation, so that you can, because that did come in the reverse, turn the wheel in your favor. But you need to be doing this resting and reflection, deep reflection actually. But just take it easy, really take it easy. And then from a peaceful state, do this inner work. Maybe just your final, like say, clarify parts. These are keeping upright. The Hanged Man. Oh wow, look at that. The King of Pentacles. Okay, so look at these lovely cards. The Hanged Man is asking you to really look at things. Sorry, my which is bad. So, look, you have such lovely cards. I almost feel like I don't have to say anything. King of Coins, working towards your stability. So this thing that doesn't feel like it's working out is leading to this. Really beautiful. Magician is saying to you, use all the tools at your disposal. Trust in your power. The magician has all the elements, or air, earth, water, and fire within it, and is able to is able to manifest. I'm very wary about using the term manifest, right? But the magician, really, this is such a powerful card. You've got three powerful major arcana here. You've got the Tower, you've got the World in reverse, right? But I'm seeing all these three, well, these two are asking you to go within, and perhaps they're asking you to look at where you don't see your power. Okay. I mean, a caution would be not to abuse your power, right? Because you've also got the devil there. So that would be a caution, because I would say the devil and the magician in their extremes and their negative, that could be quite destructive. Abusing power, addiction, like my way or the highway, you know. But you did get, well, this is more the advice card. It's about trusting, doing that inner work and finding that magician within yourself, because something's fallen down so that you can start to see something within yourself. You know, it could be that you are suited for something completely different, but something that's going to, you know, it really feels revolutionary. Something that's going to change this circumstance, whatever finances you might be worried about. And, you know, with the Hanged Man there, it's just such an invitation to look at things from a different perspective and be patient. Be patient. Do that going with you. Do this going with you. That's what I think you work for the deeper head, is doing this, working with the devil energy, looking at your own shadows. Where are you lying to yourself? Where do you not speak the truth when you should? Where do you not confront something within yourself that's making you feel like an outsider? Where do you have the ability to turn the wheel yourself, that magician power to make things happen? And perhaps you're handing that power over to somebody else. Because you also have the King of Coins here. The King of Coins is about abundance. I mean, the kings are confident in their realms, you know. The King of Coins is confident when it comes to making money, to practical things. But also brilliant. I mean, at making things happen. So that's where I feel you're working towards. You're working towards this offer in a way. It feels like to me, this is what I feel. I feel like in this week ahead, you have an offer to do some deep inner work. That deep inner work. There's a tower that's fallen. You might be despairing, you might be saying, oh, woe is me. But you are being invited to do some deep inner work about some inner stuff that you think is negative, that is in fact your power. There's something that's happened, something that seems negative, that is is leading you to some aspect of yourself that is powerful, that is powerful, that is able to make things happen. You're able to make things happen in a very practical way, make things happen, bring them down to earth, you know? So I think whatever's going on, just take time out with the Four of Swords, look at things from a different perspective, be patient in the week ahead, keep coming back to patience, but do this inner work. And in that patient state, allow whatever emerges to emerge, because something is being offered to you and it's this opportunity to look within that untruths that either you or someone else or some condition has told itself about you. Perhaps you've been told you cannot do something, and these cards are telling you otherwise. And some situation in your life is leading you there. Right? I hope that makes sense for you, Preeti. I think that's really lovely. I think that's really powerful. But something that you feel is hopeless is in fact a guide. It is in fact a guide to you finding some kind of deep inner wisdom. And something you thought was ugly or that you didn't have is being revealed. If you would only just accept that offer to go with it, be calm about it and relax and look at it in a different perspective. I think you are probably unraveling some aspect of yourself you didn't know you had, or you've been told you don't. That's really powerful. The Magician does talk about being able to manifest things. And I don't believe that we are able to just manifest willy-nilly. There's some aspect that you are being shown that you are able to make manifest with the King of Pentacles in very real terms. That you had no clue that was in your realm of possibility. I think you are revealing some aspect of yourself. And I'm drawing your 3 cards for the solar eclipse in Sag. So I hope that helps, and I hope you'll use it. 3 cards. That wanted to come out just now, and I thought, okay, maybe it wasn't. Wow. Death is beneath there. So the solar eclipse in Sag, to me, tells me that there's going to be, it would suggest that some kind of celebration of love. Look at those 2 people in one cup. That's beautiful, and someone's rejoicing. It's like a blessed union or something. So perhaps you are in the next 6 months moving into some kind of union. It's possible that this could be about that something, maybe you thought you could never have love. Maybe you feel you're too old for a relationship. But deep down you've been trying to manifest one. Deep down that's what you've been hankering for. And that looking within might be that. Who knows? And then you have the Queen of Cups, which is this nurturer, this beautiful nurturer. I think that you need to start seeing how beautiful you are. In the next 6 months, that's going to become important. With the star, the star in reverse, don't lose hope. Just keep hope alive, because the star is about hope and healing. You can look at the upside or you can look at the downside, right? But I think that your solar eclipse in Sag is about love, and it's about healing. Maybe something you thought wasn't healable is going to be healed, and perhaps it's even something that's in here, but it feels like love to me. So let me know in 6 months' time. That would be in April, if this love has appeared, if you've started seeing how beautiful you are. Maybe that's what's going to be there for you. Oh, beautiful beloveds. I hope that helps. Please give me your feedback, and I'd love to hear how this worked for you. If you like, give me a like, tell other people about me, and yeah, I'll catch you in the week. I'm hoping to do more readings in the week, time permitting. Lots of love to you, Group 3. Have a lovely week ahead. And welcome back, Group 4. You chose the rose quartz, and you're using the radiant right away. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, that's really nice. It's almost like that's shining on your whole reading. So no matter what, everyone's getting the tower. Looks like. Hmm. You know, this reading seems quite like ambiguous, not ambiguous, but like dualistic or something. This is such a powerful card that's overlooking the reading. This sun, like whatever's going on, know that all is well. That's what I think. You have this Knight of Wands energy. I feel like this Knight of Wands in reverse is just up to no good. Uh, just being unreliable, maybe, or they are unreliable. But there's definitely this feeling of unreliability, especially because you also have a Knight of Cups in reverse. So, like, there's some shenanigans, maybe. With the Hanged Man in reverse. What is it you don't want to just relax on? And let's see, just relax. I feel like you are not wanting to look at stuff from a different perspective and just, or you're just not wanting to allow. And that's what you're being asked to do in this reading. It feels like some tower, some structure is falling down, it's fallen down maybe, or is coming down. Maybe you know it. But, and perhaps you're holding on for dear life because you don't want it to fall, but it needs to fall. With you, the Five of Coins, you get that as well. You really got it out and you really in reverse. And yeah, so perhaps you're coming out of a state of feeling sorry for yourself. Maybe you are moving out of this. See. I don't know. The Five of Coins, it can be a tendency to feel sorry for yourself. Maybe I'll just get a clarify for that. With the Knight of Cups, some unreliable person in your life. Maybe you are being unreliable, or it could be a situation that is not stable, whatever it is, work, studies, school, a person at school, a person at work, a person in your life that's being unreliable, or is it you who is being unreliable, being really wishy-washy in a way, and maybe not trusting and allowing this tower to fall. Group 2 also got the Eight of Pentacles, so it does indicate hard work. Hard work leading to an offer, a stable offer, and to some kind of deep wisdom being revealed. So whatever is going on, so I feel like this is not you. Someone in your life has been unreliable. you know, hasn't been faithful, true, or something like that. And you are being encouraged to let the tower fall, let this, whatever this situation is, let it come down. It's coming down anyway, whether you fight it or not, but it is leading to some deep inner wisdom. I think that's the message for all three groups so far. It's really beautiful. It's like everything is leading to somewhere really deep for all three. Wow. And with the Eight of Pentacles, okay, so the sun that's just shining, I feel like you just have to trust that whatever's happening, you have this amazing cloud that is shining over whatever's going on. There's such beautiful energy. It's like you're being watched over. That is the sun, but it's almost like the moon within. So you are really being watched over, beloved. So don't worry about a thing, honestly. And this feeling of being left out, maybe you are realizing this and so trusting it, that being left out is leading to something productive. Or it did. You felt like an outsider, but in the meantime, what you did was you were building your skills and honing something within. And look at what the work you've done, these creations that you've created. And that's beautiful. And then in the middle, you have this undeniable energy, you know. You know, this to me might be one person that's been wishy-washy, coming in and out, offering, but not offering in a way that feels stable. But what it's leading to is this, like an innocent, pure offer of a stable offer. And it might even be from the same person who was, for whatever reason, behaving like a Knight of Cups and a Knight of Wands, but now moving into this page energy, like the Page of Coins is reliable, is hardworking, is making this offer, but it's like from a state of innocence. Maybe there's a rebirth that's happened with this person, or maybe another, because of whatever's gone on. You've learned your lessons and now you're ready for some offer that is more stable, work or love. And I can't help feeling it might be love, but, you know, because I see the people there, you know. And then you have these three major arcana in this row. I think this is asking you to just keep being patient. Just keep being patient. Don't be impatient. Something is turning in your favor. Something's happening. This might not look pretty, but look where it's leading. What more can you ask for? I was saying to my lovely friend in a reading the other day, because she got the High Priestess, that for me, that's become one of my favorite cards, because I think that's what we seek out. In a way, that's the Selful soul. That's where we are all trying to get to, this person that uncovers this deep inner wisdom and then works on it, uses it to the best effect for themselves and those around them, you know. But the High Priestess doesn't just give us her wisdom, we work hard for it. So know that when something, this offer or something that is clarified for you, is something you've worked for, and just open yourself to it. You can see. Love is love. Love is love. Interesting. So So you are seeking balance, you're seeking this give and take kind of thing, but maybe it has been hard for you because the Nine of Swords energy. Look, it could be that you are making things hard for yourself by refusing to just let go. And I think that's what you're being asked to do here with the Nine of Swords. I think that's your big work for the week ahead, is to let go, because things are working out. The sun and the moon are shining on you, you know, and then you have this offer coming in of something, you know, it's deep wisdom around something that clarification about something, but it's deeply spiritual. So you can either look forward to it, let go and look forward to it, and work on your balance, right? Work on thinking about where do you give, where do you receive, and how do you find that balance. And stop looking at the sport cups. Look, there's 2 cups floating there in the water, waiting for you to look at them. But instead you're looking at the 3 cups that have spilled. So that would be a caution, I would say, which is maybe the thing that makes you feel like the Nine of Swords, which is the sleepless nights and the worry. So I feel like there really, really, really isn't anything to worry about. You can choose to worry about, because high priestess, something beautifully deep is being revealed to you, but you just need to let go and trust and allow that time to fall, beloved. Awesome. Now, let me quickly draw 3 cards for the solar eclipse in Sag. What's your overall theme and what's going on for the next 6 months? What key guidance does Spirit have for you? Two of Swords. I think that there will be, you might start off feeling undecided about stuff. Something, yeah. Maybe you feel torn between 2 aspects, 2 decision, a decision that you have to make, which falls into. You have the Strength card, the Nine of Cups in reverse, and the Hermit. Now, these are both nines. So, I think that the next 6 months, first, well, the Hermit is significant, I think, because the Hermit is in the upright and it's inviting you to do that inner work, deep inner work. You know, the Hermit walks. I don't really like the depiction of the Hermit in this deck. It's perhaps a bit too abstract, you know. Well, for me at least, and for who for my readers, I think, my watchers. But the Hermit, you can see this. Maybe I'll get to like it as I look at it more. There's that inner light shining, and kind of an innocence. Wow. Somebody spoke to me about this snail. It's such a beautiful story. She spoke about how she used to be terrified of snails and how she turned that around and suddenly she saw almost God's guidance in the snail for her. It's so lovely. So it's like take things slowly and do that inner work and trust your inner guidance, the inner light that the Hermit carries with, like the snail. The snail carries their home with them. The Hermit carries their inner light with them. That's your work for the next 6 months, I think, as your Hermit. You might be a Virgo, but that's your work. And perhaps another aspect of your work is working with your ego. Perhaps that's what your light is taking you in, to look at ego stuff, like where's your beastly side, your beast nature in control, and where's your higher self in control. And not control, but where's your higher self managing, leading, guiding, instead of your beast in control. That's the ego, right? Um, our ego natures. And I think that's what you'll be working with in the next 6 months. With the Nine of Cups, perhaps that work is what leads to this independence. I mean, this Nine of Cups, it's like she's begging. And she has all these cups in the air. But the Nine of Cups is about feeling, being independent. And it is about joy. In this deck, I don't get it. But what I will say to you is that this hermit is a lone seeker. Lone, Lone, not alone, not lonely, but a lone seeker. So perhaps you're doing some inner work on your own, and it's leading to this independent person, you know. And maybe this warning is that be aware of the Nine of Cups. Keep thanking, being thankful for all that you have instead of seeing yourself as a beggar when you have all these. I think that's what this card is talking about. When you did get in the reverse, I think that could be your portion, and maybe that's what's related to this ego stuff. You know better than I do. What is that ego stuff? Is it related to a feeling of lack when there is no lack? So maybe that's your inner guidance for the 6 months ahead. It will be lovely to know 6 months from now how that worked out for you. Did you work towards your independence? Did you start confronting these kinds of issues within? And how did the hermit work for you? Okay, my beloveds, group 4, I hope that helps. Lots of love to you. Please give me a thumbs up. Please share with others. I'd love to get your feedback, and I'd love to hear how this sat with you. Send you lots of love. Bye.